You know, life is nothing but illusions. And those illusions are up to us to decipher and discern what is the truth, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, the world stage is being set, the beast system is in play, and the optics are high. And that is the truth, yo. I'm Snafu Snaps, you guys are the SnafuKrew, the glue, each and every one of you. And remember, the optics will continue to run. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the day has come. We've seen the systematic setup of the mark of the beast. Those won't be able to market, sell, trade, without, the digital experience, as we've been seeing. Again, Australia decided to go ahead and pass the digital ID. Remember, it's required the small, great, rich, poor, free, and slave be given a mark to the right hand or the forehead. Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing the digital experience engaged with the mark of the beast optics, and Australia has passed it into law.
Wants to keep you suppressed and oppressed. It wants you to keep you depressed with an empty mind so that they can install the slave programming at will and instantly change it. From COVID to Ukraine to climate change to dildo to whatever they want you to shove up your ass, they want to make sure your mind is empty so they can put it on the news and you instantly comply without questioning them. You will do that if you're depressed and you're afraid of fighting back. They want you depressed and sad.
Number one objective of war: disarm your opponent. Disarm your opponent. They want you broke. They disarm you by taking your money away, taking your spirit away, taking your resolve away.
Please understand, one of the main reasons they attack my brother and I is because our influence inspires bravery amongst men. We make you laugh, we make you brave, we make you courageous, we make you unafraid to say what you think, even if there are consequences. That's what they're afraid of. They want you scared, they want you depressed, they want you sad, they want you meek, quiet, and mild. The world is trying to breed bravery out of men on purpose. They don't want you to be brave because it is the bravery that's going to allow you to resist their enslavement. The number one way you begin the enslavement of a population is inspiring cowardice amongst its warriors. Once that is done, there is no resistance left. None. If you're too scared to fight, you're not going to have opinions which go against the mainstream consensus because you can't defend them. If you're too weak or too depressed or too sad to fight, once again you will instantly swallow the shit sandwich that they give you. You will eat the bugs, you will take the dildo. And they're afraid of you being motivated and positive and happy, not depressed. They want you depressed. They feed you shit food, they give you porn, they bullshit entertainment to distract you. They put you in a situation where you can't viably afford a home in this economy. They keep you broke.
They want you bankrupt.
They do anything they can to keep you sad because they are afraid of you. They don't want you to wake up and be strong and motivated. Heaven forbid you also get rich. Heaven forbid you also start telling everyone else to do the same thing. If you do that, they'll put you in fucking jail. They are scared now. They are afraid. We are finally starting to beat these people for the first time in modern history. Every single time you do the right thing is an act of resistance. Every time you go to the gym and train when you don't feel like training is an act of resistance. Every single time you make enough money to retire your mother or give charity to somebody in need is an act of resistance. Every time you smile when they want you to be depressed is an act of resistance. Every time you watch the MSM and say, I don't believe you, is an act of resistance. That is what they're afraid of, mass resistance. Them putting a lie on the news and you shaking your head and going, not this time. Nope. That's resistance. They are losing now and they are afraid.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Jedes Mal, wenn eine Website uns auffordert, eine neue digitale Identität zu erstellen oder uns bequem über eine große Plattform anzumelden, haben wir in Wirklichkeit keine Ahnung, was eigentlich mit unseren Daten passiert. Und aus diesem Grund wird die Kommission demnächst eine sichere europäische digitale Identität vorschlagen. Eine, der wir vertrauen und die Bürgerinnen und Bürger überall in Europa nutzen können, um alles zu tun, vom Steuerzahlen bis zum Fahrradmieten. Eine Technologie, bei der wir selbst kontrollieren können, welche Daten ausgetauscht und wie sie verwendet werden.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Australia has decided, as well as many other countries around the world, they have put in law and are implementing the digital ID. Here it is. And again, usually it's Australia, Canada, and many other countries that beta test before it hits the mainland here in the United States. The optics are high, and again, it is definitely coming here.
And I'm so incredibly proud to be a member of the Albanese Labour government who care about community, who don't look at words on a piece of paper and effectively look people in the eye and say we don't care, which is what the opposed opposite appear to do on a very regular basis. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
The discussion has concluded. I have to report that the Federation Chamber has been unable to complete its consideration of the Digital ID Bill 2024 and has returned the bill to the House with an unresolved question. I present a certified copy of the bill together with a schedule of the question which the Federation Chamber was unable to resolve. I understand it is the wish of the House to consider the bill immediately. The unresolved question is that the bill be now read a second time. The question is that the bill be now read a second time. And I put the question. All of that opinion say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. No. I think the ayes have it. Is there a revision required? Ring the bells for 4 minutes.
Order. The result of the division is ayes 87, noes 56. The matter is resolved in the affirmative. And I call the clerk.
Second reading. a bill for an act to provide for the accreditation of entities in relation to digital IDs and to establish the Australian Government Digital ID system and for related purposes.
Is leave granted for the third reading to be moved immediately? Call the member for Braddon.
Leave is granted, Speaker.
Leave is granted. Give the call to the Assistant Treasurer and Minister for Financial Services.
Thanks, Speaker. I move that this bill be now read a third time.
I'll put the question. Those opinions say aye. Against no. I think the ayes have it. And I call the clerk.
Third reading, the bill for an act to provide for the accreditation of entities in relation to digital IDs and to establish the Australian Government Digital ID system and for related purposes.
I have to report that the Digital ID Transitional and Consequential Provisions Bill 2023 has been fully considered by the Federation Chamber and has been agreed to without amendment. I present a certified copy of the bill. The question is that the bill be agreed to. I'll put the question. Those opinions say aye. Against no. I think the ayes have it. Those have it. Division required. No division required. This bill has been agreed to. Give the call to the Assistant Treasurer and Minister for Financial Services.
Thanks, Speaker. I ask the Leave of the House to move the third reading immediately.
Is leave granted? The member for Braddon. Leave is granted. I give the call to the Minister.
I move that this bill be read a third time.
I'll put the question. Those opinions say aye. Against no. I think the ayes have it. And I call the clerk.
Third reading, a bill for an act to deal with consequential and transitional matters arising from the enactment of the Digital ID Act 2023 and for related purposes.
Just wondering, mate, what are your thoughts on the digital ID?
I know zero much about it.
You know nothing about it? What about you, sir? You don't know anything about it either. Any thoughts on the digital ID?
No thoughts.
None at all. What about you, sir? You got any thoughts on the digital ID?
Move on, please.
Move on, please. What about you, sir? Any thoughts on the digital ID? No? What about you, miss? You got any thoughts on the digital ID? No comment? Any thoughts on the digital ID? No? What about you, sir? You got any thoughts on the digital ID? You, sir? No thoughts? It's a pretty simple question. You haven't got any thoughts on it at all. What about you, sir? No? Any thoughts on the digital ID? No? Sir? Any thoughts on the digital ID? How are you? You good? Yeah, that's good. No? Any thoughts on the digital ID? No thoughts at all. Morning, sir. How are you? You got any thoughts on the digital ID? None? How about you, sir? Any thoughts on digital ID? Nothing at all. It's astounding. What about you, sir? Any thoughts on the digital ID? None at all. Madam? Ma'am? Miss? No thoughts at all? What about you, sir? No thoughts on the digital ID? Not even going to get a mention out of him. What about you, sir? You haven't got anything at all to say about it? Miss? Sir?
G'day, mate.
How are you, all right?
Good.
Any thoughts on the digital ID?
Not today.
Not today? Not allowed to say, or just no thoughts at all?
No thoughts.
No thoughts. What about you two guys? Morning. How are you?
Morning.
No thoughts on the digital ID?
No thoughts.
No thoughts at all. It's astounding, isn't it? We'll just do a quick count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22 cops standing out here. Not one single one of them's got, there's 23 just walking up now. Not one single one of them have got any notion whatsoever about the digital ID. It's astounding. We've got a couple more over here on bikes. People are probably starting to flood out into the street, blocking off a bit of traffic, which is probably not a good thing. But we'll see how the day turns out.
Talk to me about the 50 and 5 plan.
So the UN has partnered with Bill Gates on this, what they call digital public infrastructure. It's a very fancy term. And I think the simplest way to understand it is they're building a giant digital gulag for all of humanity. So the UN Development Program has officially launched this. It was officially launched at the end of last year, where they're going to get 50 governments, they call them countries, but really they mean governments, to impose at least some major element of this digital public infrastructure on their population within 5 years. So 2028.
Passports.
Digital IDs, and those are already emerging. In fact, many states are developing these. I just went through the airport yesterday. You can scan your digital ID QR code, right? So that's happening.
And that's really one of the main reasons for the COVID
absolutely
nonsense.
The architecture that was laid down is the backbone of this global control grid that they're building. So then you've got the central bank digital currencies, which are already being unveiled. Right? They've already been released. The World Economic Forum just said a few days ago, 98% of the governments and central banks in the world are working on these CBDCs. Once they're fully operational, I guarantee you, they're going to start waging war on cash much more openly. They'll say it's a tool for terrorists and pimps and every nasty thing, tax cheats, everything you can think of. Then you've got the payment processing systems, and you've also got, we just had the head of the World Health Organization talk about this recently, the digital health certificates, the digital vaccine passports. They're taking what the EU developed during the COVID, which, by the way, the European Commission was promoting vaccine passports in May of 2019, long before anybody ever heard of COVID or anything like that. So they're taking all of this together and they are using it to build a control system that will not just be able to surveil and monitor everything you do on an unprecedented scale. When you combine it with AI, the ability to make sense of all this data, it's just mind-blowing, but also to manipulate what you do. And so they're talking about this again pretty openly. If you look at the World Economic Forum meetings, they talk about the benefits of programmable central bank digital currency, where they will be able to say who can buy what, when, under what conditions. And then the Bank for International Settlements, Carol Quigley, to go back to him for a moment, Bill Clinton's mentor, the guy who really exposed this global agenda to create a one world system, he said the apex of the system was going to be the Bank for International Settlements. This is an institution that's almost entirely unknown to Americans. And what they are working on right now, and this is not a secret, it's not a conspiracy because it's not happening behind closed doors, is what they call a universal blockchain ledger. They want to tokenize every asset in the known universe, every farm, every car, every house, every tree, put it on this ledger, this blockchain ledger, and then you're only able to interact with this blockchain ledger using your biometric digital ID, using your central bank digital currencies. And so if I want to buy something from you, I can't just hand you a $100 bill. I've got to go on my device, connect to this blockchain system, transfer the central bank digital currencies to you. And so this is a mechanism for controlling humanity that I think is really unprecedented in human history. And when you take it all together, it's very obvious.
The digital ID system being safe and trustworthy and voluntary. Government's position on COVID-19 vaccinations is that it is voluntary.
The COVID vaccine is now mandatory.
All authorised workers in Victoria must be fully vaccinated
or risk losing their job.
That will be implemented in a partnership between the Commonwealth and the states.
It's not a choice to get vaccinated.
Decisions that state governments and the Commonwealth government took were difficult.
The Queensland Supreme Court has found mandatory COVID vaccination for police officers and nurses unlawful.
And they balanced up, as is always the case with human rights.
Outgoing Commissioner Katarina Carroll failed to give proper consideration to human rights.
And in breach of their human rights.
It is voluntary, and obviously people will make that decision for themselves.
If you're an individual, you will not have to have one of these digital IDs.
It is voluntary.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the optics are high. I'm Snafu Snaps. You guys are the crew, the glue, each and every one of you. If you want to help me out from the bottom of my heart, hit the PayPal, Snafu Snaps PayPal, or you could use the Cash App, Snafu Snap 007. And also, I want to say special thanks to all of you who've been praying for my health, sending good vibes, things of that nature. I tell you what, man, I was in the hospital. I'm doing better now. But from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all you guys' support. Anyways, remember, the optics are high and they will ramp up. I'm Snappy Snaps. You guys are the crew, the glue. Each and every one of you. Much love. It's lit. Yeah, lit.
Have you ever fucking sat in your bed, fucking listening all the things that fucking you said in your head, motherfucker? Oh shit, legit fucking shit, motherfucker. My shit is fucked up with it. I'm a fucking thriller, I'm a killer on the mic, motherfucker. When you do fucking SnafuKrew all night, you party fucking hard, fucking doing your thing, motherfucker. Smoking dick and fucking up in the scene. I'm a killer, I'm a thriller on the mic, motherfucker. You know I'm alright. I may not be a newbie, I'm a crew, I'm a G. Fucking what about you? I'm a one prodigal son. I'm my own number one. Fucking I'm the one. Fucking filling out the world that I see. It's nothing but misery. You gotta be fucking down who you are. You gotta be the one rising fucking up. You fucking star. You gotta fucking do what you do. Fucking make it true. Fucking even though dreams don't come true, make it blue. Fucking sadness is madness. Fucking everywhere you don't care. You fucking demons fucking taking you over there. Take a walk fucking with me right now. Get on the right path. Fucking like Bow Wow, no doubt. They fucking sellouts. They fucking bitches. You know I even heard some of them are snitches. What? I'm the real deal. I'm the fucking thrill. SnafuKrew is fucking real. Fucking smoking dope. Fucking smoking the tree. Motherfucker pacing through. Fucking always is me. What you know, what you gotta fucking feel. I'm a G, motherfucker, spitting on the mic, fucking till I die. Fucking, and I'm always with a tear and cry. Because the life I live and fucking wanna ask why. I can't have the things that I think are happiness. I just want my life to be full of bliss.
Bliss. Just bliss.
Yeah, that's some dang.
Dang.
I just want life to be bliss.